is not heroic. Like, it's weird that when people paint him as Trump is just the smartest among the ruling class. I know that's weird to hear, right? Because he's a dumbass, but he's the smartest among the ruling class. So
but it's like what we said before. You can't be too smart now. You can't be too smart, be part of the ruling class. That's like it's an unspoken agreement, guys.
So Trump sees the fact that people are being upset with Israel. He even seeing that there's a little bit of resistance on the right. So now that is what leading Trump to say this stuff. And I always frame it that way first because people need to understand that's the main driver. It's the people. The people will drive the people to take these positions. So now Trump is doing a very tepid, very weak criticism of Israel.
Hey, Nick, I don't want to interrupt, but yeah.
Look at this. Trump's Israel criticism breaks with GOP, sows uncertainty. So now this is just Trump saying the basic common sense thing. Like, hey, how about not showing you guys kill so many people? And I have a hotspot video coming on this very soon that I had a lot of fun with. Because Trump's criticism of Israel is very tepid and weak. But he's the only one in the GOP that realized that you got to say something on this.
He also don't really give a fuck about what the GOP got to say about what he says about it. He's also that guy, right? Like, they're like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Now
it's causing division. Nigga, y'all already divided on him. Y'all suck his dick because you have to, not because you want to. Like, is that news to anybody? He gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can do that. And also, people have to remember too, he lost people like Candace Owens. That was a big L for him. I think Candace is tacitly supporting him again, but all those people who have been common sense on Trump, they like, we might vote for you, but we ain't walking that campaign for you no more. We're not, because now you look like another one of them. Like,
bro, can you imagine if RFK Jr. wasn't a cook on Israel? How many Trump people he could have stole?
Bro.
But anyway, look, you guys see, this show right here why Trump is such a great politician. Look at what he says here. I'm going to play the video over here. But Trump says Israel has to get war in Gaza over fast and warns it's losing the PR war. And he also said something a few days ago where he said Netanyahu has to finish the war. And I said this in my hotspot video. Trump is very smart because he realized that people who want to like Trump can interpret it however they want.
Exactly.
He is so good. Like, he is so good. No normal politician would do that because if you like Trump and you're against the Gaza war, you can be like, hey, look, Trump is calling for a ceasefire. If you're pro-Israel, you can be like, look, Trump said you got to finish the damn job.
Gotta win. You got to win this thing.
I had to point that out because that shows how Trump is just so much better than them. I don't like Trump, obviously, but that's such a good politician move.
But Nick, remember, so we had this conversation, and remember people were saying, well, if Trump is worse than Biden on the situation, we said, no, because Biden is predictable. Trump is not. And his ego supersedes anything that Netanyahu wants, anything Zionist wants, and anything Israel wants. And what he's telling Israel right now, and specifically in Benjamin Netanyahu, is you're losing the PR war. And if there's one thing for certain, two things for sure when it comes to Donald Trump, if you losing the PR war, you lost Donald Trump. He don't give a fuck about none of the other shit. He don't give a fuck about none of the other shit. All that Zionist, chosen people, he like, if it would have polled badly for them to move the embassy to Jerusalem, he wouldn't have done it. Right? Like, we know that. But right now, he damn sure wouldn't do it. So what he's telling you is, we all know that at this point, it is all but certain I'm going to be the president of the United States, Netanyahu, BB, Milikowski, excuse me. And the PR war is necessary if you want my support. You really on the fence anyway with everybody. But if you want me to be a part of this, the PR war is necessary and you're losing it. So whenever I get in office, don't act brand new if I don't answer your phone call. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. That's Trump. And we told y'all this. Whenever people were asking, we and nigga had this conversation a month or so ago. We told y'all Trump is unpredictable because he only makes decisions based off of his ego.
Yep. And that's why Putin said he prefers Biden. because
he's predictable shit. Yeah, he did say that.
And people thought he was trolling, but and my first reaction when I tweeted about Putin's a good troll. Then I thought about it. I was like, hey, actually, that doesn't make sense because they're gonna have mostly the same foreign policy, but at least Biden doesn't have that crazy unpredictable factor. And that's literally what Putin said. He said, I prefer Putin because I prefer Biden because he's more predictable. But I want to show you guys the video of Trump saying this because I actually thought the video was more fascinating than when I read it. I saw the video shortly before preparing this stream. You guys know I found for our homie the hotspot. Always doing great work. So I found the video because of them. And the way he says it is even more interesting. So let's listen to the video.
A little tougher to talk to them. But October 7th would have never happened. They never, ever would have been attacked. But it is what it is. And this horrible thing happened. And what I said very plainly is get it over with and let's get back to peace and stop killing people.
You guys see how people can think about that in multiple ways? Like if you're a Trump supporter, don't like the war, you're a Trump supporter who like the war, you can interpret that to be pro-Trump either way. That's why Trump shits on DC politicians. They don't understand. I don't like the guy, but as a commentator, I can explain in a neutral way. This guy is way better than the swamp monsters in DC who can only win because they got a ton of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, go ahead.
I've been a speech coach, like campaign coach, like media type stuff. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that motherfucker. See, this what we try to tell you. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, bro. Like, and he is more dangerous now because now it looks like he did that shit where it's like his followers that are, and some of his biggest followers, by the way, his most influential followers, now in their minds, I just influenced Trump to end this war, and now they're behind him even more because now they feel like they have influence over him. And it might, and to some extent, actually, it might be true. What did you say, Nick? His most toxic trait and his best trait is that he leans into his base too much, to some degree. Like he'll just go wherever he thinks his base wants it to be taken, he'll go there. So like it's a genius move, bro. And like, who can criticize? Like you gonna say, oh man, stop asking for people to stop being killed? Like you can't criticize that. Get back to peace. Like you gonna criticize that?
Yeah.
And he's avoiding the Iran issue, which is interesting. That's an important thing that like he's going out of his way to ignore. Actually, I think that he actually condemned it.
Not even mentioning it. Now that I mentioned that he hasn't said anything about that. Hold up.
At the most, I think that he might have said like they shouldn't have bombed them like that. I think that's the most that he says, like when they bombed them in Syria, that they shouldn't have bombed. But like, yeah, other than that, he hasn't made a decision like, oh, we're gonna back Israel if they go to war with Iran, which you would expect him to say if he is the Zionist that everybody is hoping he is. And I don't think that he is. I think that Trump is, once again, he's just a savvy.
I just looked. I don't see any statement. I don't see any statement from.
Yeah, there you go. And there's a reason. Because he already told her. He said everything without, he ain't say Netanyahu's name, but he said everything without telling them directly. You're losing the PR war, buddy. You know what that means if I win. Let you know. You know what that means. I'm going to leave it there.
Anyway, let's continue. Once again, you guys see why I find the video version way more interesting, but let's continue.
Ever would have been attacked. But it is what it is. And this horrible thing happened. And what I said very plainly is get it over with and let's get back to peace and stop killing people. And that's a very simple statement. Get it over with. They got to finish what they finished. They have to get it done.
He pat himself on the back. That's a very simple statement.
Get it over with fast.
Dude,
that's a very simple statement. I'm so good at this. Anyway, yeah, that's what I said. Get it over with.
I'm so confused by Duopolis in general, guys. But one thing that always confused me, how people listen to Trump and they think he's a leader. That's always something that always been weird to me. But anyway, let's continue.
What they finish, they have to get it done. Get it over with and get it over with fast, because you have to get back to normalcy and peace. The whole world is blowing up with this idiot president we have. He's an.
But you are still standing 100% with Israel. You achieved the Abraham Accords, which was the first peace deal since Sadat. And so are you still 100% with Israel? And what's your advice to Netanyahu beyond get it over with in a hurry?
Well, that's all the advice you can give. I mean, that's the advice. You got to get it over with, and you have to get back to normalcy.
But he's going to trick so many dummies, guys.
No. I got to hear the end. I got to hear the end.
I like to see. My bad.
I want to hear that part.
My bad.
With, and you have to get back to normalcy. And I'm not sure that I'm loving the way they're doing it, because you got to have victory. You have to have a victory. And it's taking a long time. And the other thing is, I hate they put out tapes all the time. Every night they're releasing tapes.
Hold up, pause that, Nick. Yeah, I just want to make sure I won't crazy. He said, so are you still 100% behind Israel? He said, well, look. The best advice I can give you is get it over with quickly. And I'm not loving this. I'm not. He ain't got. He's telling you what's. He's like, no. Basically, nah. I ain't gonna say no, but
He's like, it's some loser shit right here, bro. I don't fuck with this loser shit, bro. You guys are losing people. He's like, I'm down for killing Palestinians and shit, but you guys are losing people.
wow, that's fucking crazy.
And he said, I don't like the way Israel is doing it. So as you got John Kirby and the Biden administration, they're just being gaslighting morons. Like you got that Trump that's gonna say this, he's gonna win a lot of dummies over. A lot of dummies that, because for the record, I don't believe Trump is gonna change shit. I don't think he's gonna change that much regarding this. But he know what to say to win the election.
Nah, but so the way that Trump would change the outcome, maybe not necessarily with Palestine. I don't think that he'll change that outcome. But it will affect the outcome of Israel and Iran. Because if Israel, I believe that Iran, if they do decide to go balls to the wall with Israel, it'll be between the most important months of our election. Right? Yeah. Basically, because what it's going to do is going to force Biden and Trump to engage directly on that issue because of how big it is. I mean, shit. You know, petroleum just tripled today because of the situation with Israel and Iran. So it's going to make them are you going to back Iran? Are you going to back Israel? Are you going to stand out? And there's going to be decisions made. And you know what Trump's going to say? Trump's going to say, I'm not about to get the U.S. involved in somebody else's war. Y'all attacked them motherfuckers. We didn't attack them. That's, in more or less words, that's what Trump is going to say. And it's going to force Biden.
That'll be glorious. I really hope that happens. Man.
Yeah, and it will force Biden potentially to take the same position. Or he'll do what he tends to do, which is go the opposite direction. We have to back Israel no matter what. Which is a death sentence right now, but that they don't give a fuck about death sentences. They'll say that shit anyway, which will end up with Trump in power. And I actually believe Trump genuinely feels that way. He doesn't like losing. Why would I go help you in a losing war that you started?